Good morning, everyone. Another installment of our Workout Wellness Wednesday series. I'm April Dupree, and we're here with fitness and nutrition expert Mackie Shilstone. This is now week 3 of Mackie showing us basically his secrets of how he's allowed himself to be so fit for so many years. The last couple of weeks, we've seen some static versus dynamic stretching. Right now, you're going to do more traditional static stretches, correct?
And what April said is right. Assume that the running act can be very explosive. I do interval training. That's run 100, walk a 50, run a 200, walk 100, something like that. We showed you 2 weeks ago the general warm-up. We showed you active isolated stretching, which was stretch, hold, release, stretch, hold, release 3 times, and then some static stretching. We then went to last week, everything was movement oriented, walking stretches. Now the run is over and I have a more advanced routine. Again, I've been doing this since I'm 16, consistently. I'm not saying, or we aren't saying, that you should try this, but you can see an evolutionary path where you can begin to integrate some of it in. You need to talk with your therapist, doctor, because like I said, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, sure. So pretend that Mackie is already warmed up. He's already finished his interval training and running. And so now he's basically at that post-running stage where he's going to go into those static stretches. So notice how he's stretching the inner thigh and hamstring, pulling the knee towards the shoulder, and then pulling that leg all the way out. You can do variations of this, even if you can't necessarily get your leg or foot as far as this. But again, this is a traditional quad stretch and then extending into that hamstring stretch. He's shortening the time a little bit for these. You should hold these about 20 to 30 seconds. Obviously, slower is a little bit better, but again, showing that range of motion that you could have if you're consistently doing these stretches, and they may not look at this like this at the very beginning. What you do on one side, of course, we want to do on the other, but we're using all parts of our legs, glutes, core, where you're doing any type of lower body work, but especially we're running. You just want to stop in the middle and tie your shoe?
No. You want to see what I'm doing? Watch.
Okay. All right. Well, we're taking our shoes off, guys. A little bit of a surprise. Let's see what you got. I know you are lying. Are we going into a split or a half split?
Half split.
Oh, my goodness. Now, tell me if you can do that, especially when you're like 103. I mean, that's impressive. So, okay, as I mentioned before, 20 to 30 seconds per stretch. Again, you can see that Mackie is going into a cobra motion, moving that head up and down. Even if you can't get this high, you can go onto your forearms for a modified version of this. But total body movement, guys, the longer you do this for, you may not be good at it at first, but obviously the longer you do it, the better you're going to get at this. So as we mentioned before, about 20 to 30 seconds for each of these. How long should we do all of these for as far as the duration of the entire static stretching, Mackie? So we know how many stretches per or seconds per stretch that we should do, but roughly how long should we take doing all of these together?
Well, you take as long as you necessary to bring the muscles back to resilient form.
Okay.
Understand, we have a short period of time to do the segments. So you're seeing me go through it faster.
Yeah.
But it's really, I mean, watch, if I go down, I'm down here, I'd be holding. Now I could bend my knees up and hold. That's what I want for me. That works for me.
Gotcha.
Elongating here. Now, about 4 years ago, I had some lumbar laminectomy surgery in my spine. So it's very important for me that I stretch the lower part of my spine. And I do that by putting my hands here, coming down, putting my elbows here, and I lean in. Now, I don't have to touch, but I'll feel the stretch in the base of my spine.
Yeah.
A comfortable stretch, so I'll just let gravity hold me.
Awesome. Tell the people how long it took you to recover from that. Wasn't it like 2 weeks, or you were on the track in 2 days or something insane like that?
2 days.
Ridiculous. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us for another installment of our Workout and Wellness Wednesday. As you can see, if you do this for a very long time, you can heal very quickly if you do have to have surgery, or obviously just allow yourselves to prevent you from having injury. Visit Maxwell Nutrition for all of these amazing workouts and nutritional guidance. And of course, visit wwltv.com and click on the Health tab. We'll see you guys next week. I'm going to go ahead and stretch Mackie out. See, because look, when you have that assisted stretching, did you just hit your head really hard on You're a mess. A mess.